Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guy, and in this video this is episode number 12, and this video we are going to add sprinting and a background to our game which will make it look totally cool, but more importantly we are going to do the level design. So we are going to actually design a level. So yeah, this is going to be really exciting, so let's get started. So to start, I think we should start by sprinting because that is the easiest thing right now. So let's open up the player script. Alright, so in order to add sprinting, what we are going to do is well, go here, and here we are going to add our sprinting variable. So first of all, what I'm going to do is actually decide the speed for our sprinting, but I'm actually not going to do it as a separate serialized field. Instead, we will just multiply the current speed by like 1.5 or something. So what we will do in here is that we will say we will actually add in a bool, I think, for the sprinting state. So I'm going to go here and add in a private bool sprinting is sprinting. All right, that's nice. Actually we don't need that. I just realized that we can just do it without it. So anyways, in here now what I'm going to do is before we actually move in the update function, what I'm going to do is check if input dot get button, come on, no, input dot get button sprint. This will be a button which we will set up in a second. Then if we get that button, which means it's true, which means that we are sprinting, then that means that we should increase our speed. So we are going to say speed. I'm actually going to go up here and declare a float here called move speed, and this is going to be equal to speed, and we are going to go here and say move speed multiply by 1.5, and if it's not the case, then we are not going to do anything. Anyways, and what we do here, instead of using this speed, we use move speed. We're not using the speed anywhere else, and yeah, this should basically work. So if I go under Unity and let it compile, then we of course need to set up our sprint key. So after it has compiled, come on, once it's done, just go under edit and then project settings and open up input manager, and then try to find here I'm going to just open up this fire2 and change its name to sprint. And then for the positive button we are going to have left shift, and for the alternative button we are going to also put our right shift here. Alright, so this should work. So if I actually hit play now, what you should see is that we are able to move nicely, and if I hit shift, then we are able to move faster. If I don't, then that's slow, and if I do, then that's fast. This is kind of annoying. So yeah, uh, alright, so you can see that fast and that slow, fast and slow. So this is working. Alright, so after adding sprinting, we are now going to add first of all, I would like to add a background to our scene. Now if you actually go in the bracket using the 2D mega pack, we do have a couple of backgrounds there, and I think in the Sunnyline package we do not have, do we have any background? Yes, we have got a background in here as well. Now you can import it from other assets if you want, but we are going to use this. So if I select this back, make sure that its pixels per unit is 8, and if I try to drag it into the scene, and you can see it's currently 0 0 0, that's what it looks like. Now of course we need to make sure that its order in layer is below everything else. To do that, it's actually is because everything is a foreground layer. This is the default background layer. But if I actually select my tile map, which is the one that this is overlaying, so if I select my tile map, I can't actually find it. Where is it? Grid. Yeah, go ahead and select the tile map, and you can see we've got our tile map renderer here. Make sure its layer is foreground. Okay, after doing that, you can see this is working. So if I were to hit play right now, what you should see is that we can move and it's working, but of course that image is not taking up the whole thing. It's kind of not right. So yeah, we need to fix that, and yeah, we need to make it be kind of present all the time behind the player. Now one way to do that would be to make this a child of the camera. So let me just rename this to background and make it a child of the camera and change its position to 0 and 0 at all times. Now if I were to do that, then this should pretty much work. So you can see that I can move and the image is always displayed behind me no matter what, because well, it's a child of the camera. Now there are better methods that you could do for this, and this certainly is not the best way, but this I think works for now, and we have got a nice looking background now. And yeah, that's awesome. So I think you might want to tune its darkness a little bit down to give the effect of that. So you can actually apply tint to colors, so you can make it, if I go into game view, you can see it's currently like this. I can make it darker if I want. I'm going to just change its value, HSV value, to 70. If you've got RGB here, change that to HSV, hue, saturation and value, and change the value to 70. That should make it a little bit darker. Maybe that's a bit too dark. 80, yeah, maybe not even 80, it's fine at 90. That just gives a little bit of effect of depth and doesn't look like it's it just makes it feel better in my opinion. So yeah, you can see that that is working, and we have got a nice background now, and we of course got a nice animation for everything as well, and yeah, this is working. Alright guys, now we are back to adding a level, actual level that we can use for our game, because currently this tile map is nice, but it's not actually like a full-fledged level. So we are going to add that now, but one thing that I want to say is that this is kind of your own choice. You can design your own levels, and it's up to you how you choose to design them. But I'm going to just give you a brief overview of the workflow required. But here, of course, I'm not going to show you how exactly to design a level, because this is about development, not about design. But yeah, I'm going to show you the basic overview of doing that. Just select the tile map. If you just open up that I accidentally went into 3D mode. Go under window 2D and open up the tile palette and just dock it somewhere. I don't know, maybe here. No. I like to dock it here. That seems nice for me. Maybe you want to dock it in place of the inspector or something, but well, it's up to you. If I just select my tile map and I select this brush tool, and turn on gizmos, by the way, I had turned them off, and now you can see we got this grid overlaid and I can paint now. Now of course, for doing that, what I'm going to do is actually choose this eraser tool. Oh, by the way, for switching between them, you can just hit D and B, because you kind of use eraser and this quite a lot, so it's kind of tedious to just go ahead and manually select them. And as you can see, our collider is updating dynamically as we do this with the correct vertices instead of being overlaid like it was before. Watch my tutorial on this collider, because that's kind of an important thing, to use a composite collider, proper composite collider with a rigid body 2D instead of a default tile map collider. Alright, if I turn this off, you can see the effect here. It's kind of this, which is certainly not what we want, and it also causes a little bit of problem due to the double lines. Sometimes your player won't be able to move on the ground, so that's a lot of problems. So just make sure that you use a composite collider, as I showed in my other tutorial. Alright, now here what I'm going to do is, first of all, our level is not going to be actually that large. I'm going to just make it a pretty small level. I'm just going to increase this a little bit to something like that, and then select oh, by the way, sometimes you want to select one that exists, so you can just hit I, and that should automatically select the one that you click on, the tile that you click on. So that's really nice, and you can kind of see the composite collider here as well. And I'm just going to paint this whole block. So now we have got this. It's all nice. So I think it would be a nice idea to draw a boundary now. So let's do that. For that, I am going to choose a brush. So what brush should we choose for this? I think you might want to choose this brush. That looks like a nice boundary brush to me, and make it something like that. And then you might want to actually add this. Nope, that doesn't fit well enough. Maybe you can find some good ones here, but just choose one that you like maybe you want to use this one. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Oh no, it actually doesn't. So yeah, just choose one, like For example, what I would recommend is oh, by the way, you have also got this here if you want, which doesn't have the it doesn't have anything under it, but I kind of like this way. And for the background, I'm just going to choose this block and draw this. Okay, come on, that's a bit. Oh, by the way, you can just shift click. No, you can't. I thought you could, but you can shift click if you want to erase. That's kind of a nice feature. And after doing this, I will draw a boundary like that so that our player cannot escape from the level, because that would cause kind of problems. So yeah, that kind of a concealed place. And now you might want to select this brush that I just showed you, and you might want to add some platforms on top for to give the player a chance of platforming and a little bit of chance to do some adventure. And yeah, that's nice. You might want to add in some place like this. Actually, that's a nice idea. At a place like this, which is sealed off, uh, maybe, yeah, like that. So it's kind of sealed off except on this place. And oh, that's a bit of a problem. We have got those things going down, so we don't want that, of course. So just select a brush like this one and do this. Okay, yeah, that's nice. I'm just going to replace it. All right, and so this looks all right. And yeah, we have got a nice looking level now. Of course, your creativity is the end, and you can make it just like you want it to be. It's totally up to you how good or bad you make it. So yeah, this is just kind of the overview of the workflow for creating a level.